Our second guest today, the head coach of now four-time national champion BYU Rugby, David Smyth.
Give it up. National champs.
Thank you.
Congrats.
3 consecutive. It's officially a dynasty. It just is. How do you feel about that?
Feel really good. It was a great weekend. The boys did very, very well. Played against a very good Cal team and came out on top. I mean, I thought all in all, we couldn't ask for a better day. They performed fantastically well.
Almost more important than actually winning the game is the fact that you won and then you lost the trophy apparently yesterday. And here it is.
Breaking news. We have found the trophy.
On set. We have the Varsity Cup. That's just what it's not the trophy. It's the Varsity Cup, although
That's
it's
right.
kind of a cup.
Look at the lid, though.
So
Kyle
the lid-
Sumption said this
the lid
yesterday.
got bent a little bit.
Yeah.
What happened?
I don't know for sure, but I'm sure Sumption was involved in that to some degree. So we'll just.
It got bent twice. Wow. Okay, and scratched. What the heck happened?
Got to take that back and get it fixed, and send the bill to Sumption. We'll do that.
Yes, okay.
Send the bill to Cal.
This one's on you, Kyle.
Yeah, and this trophy is going to travel.
That's right. Yeah.
So
It'll
you hope to continue to keep it.
We hope it stays in
whoever
Provo for a long time for sure. But yeah, whoever wins, it goes to their campus.
David Smyth, the head coach of BYU Rugby, now 4-time national championship program, 3 in a row on BYU Sports Nation. You told Jerem something after the game, said, I don't want to see you for a week, yet here you are. What happened?
Yeah, what happened?
Well, I got the call to be able to come on this show, said I can't turn that down. So I made a special trip from Pleasant Grove to appear in the show. And as soon as I'm done here,
You going back to Pleasant Grove?
I'm heading back to Pleasant Grove.
Yeah, you said all I want to see is, white beaches or something. So I'm sorry that you have to be here with us instead of maybe being on the beach.
No, that's fine. Well, the beach can come later.
Okay, yeah.
Happy
good.
to be here today.
Yeah, good call. David Smyth is on BYU Sports Nation. Yesterday we talked about a sport at BYU during a 3-year span. What is the most successful 3-year span of any team in their sport? We argued that rugby, winning 3 national championships in a row, is the best 3-year span of any BYU sport ever.
How do you beat that?
Football, basketball, women's cross country won titles, men's volleyball. Where do you think it fits in BYU history, what you guys have done?
I think it's a huge feat. I mean, definitely they won it 3 years in a row. And it just speaks to the boys on the team and the effort that they've put forth for those. We've been doing it for a lot longer than 3 years. The last 3 years have been the most successful, I guess. And, just can't talk enough about the players on the team, the things that they do, student athletes in the truest form, they've got to go to class every day. They've got to show up to practice. They have a bunch of other things they have to do as far as working, taking care of families. So, to be able to do what they've done with as little fanfare as they've had and, no scholarships and that sort of thing, you got to tip your hat to them.
We talked to Kyle Sumption, the captain, yesterday, had a great discussion with him. He's a 4-time national champion now in 09 and now 11 or 12, 13, and 14. How did you perceive the effect on him, the change on him when he was named the captain? From a coaching standpoint, what did you see change in his game and his demeanor?
Well, I've definitely seen a level of maturity come over him. Kyle likes to have a lot of fun. He doesn't take life too serious, which is very good. But as a player, without being the captain, he's able to just take care of what he had to do. This year, I have seen a transition where he's definitely stepped up and taken that mantle, so to speak, and has led from the front. And I think the boys appreciate what they see him do. He's definitely fills that role very well. He's not a captain that'll ask you to do something that he's not prepared to do himself. So it has worked well. Losing Roundy from last year, he'd been captain for 3 years, some big shoes to fill. And I think Sumption's done a very good job at handling his business there.
Absolutely. David Smyth, the head coach of the BYU rugby team, is on BYU Sports Nation. What happened for you guys to kind of overtake Cal as the team in college rugby?
It's a good question. I think, they're such a storied program and they put a lot of effort into what they do down there. And we understood a few years ago when we were able to start competing again for a national title that, those first few years we weren't quite there. It was going to take more effort, going to take more work, going to take more organization, going to take athletes that were prepared to do what they had to do. And I think just over a matter of time, we've grown into that. It hasn't happened overnight. And I think with the boys putting the effort in and organising things and us hopefully putting them in an environment where it's possible for them to reach those levels, I think those things married together have got us where we are today.
3 consecutive national championships for BYU Rugby, 4 overall. David Smyth, the head coach, joining BYU Sports Nation. What kind of a reception did you get after this most recent national title, given that this game was broadcast on a national television station for the first time?
Yeah, there's been a buzz around since Saturday. I mean, a lot of people were at the game. A lot of people saw it on TV. My phone's been ringing off the hook. I got home on Saturday night and I had like 49 texts from different people.
And 40 of them were from me, right?
Probably. Well,
where's the trophy? Where's the
Yeah,
trophy?
where's the trophy?
Where's the trophy?
Why did the lid get broken?
that's right. Well, those texts came yesterday. Saturday, it was a little bit, it was other stuff. So, yeah, it's been busy. It's been a lot of fun. A lot of people have called to congratulate and say, well done to the team and the boys.
I wonder how much of what you built up to the 2009 title and then the next couple years has been a result of finally winning that first national championship. Because I got a chance to be roommates with guys like Steve St. Pierre and Manti Sua and Derek Smith and those guys. And they fought so hard to be able to get to that 2009 championship game and win it, like literally crying on the field with the emotion. A little different when you win, a fourth time and a third time against Cal. But do you think there's something to having actually won the first one to now a couple years later you could do it a couple times?
Yeah, absolutely, for sure. I mean, all the work that we put in to get that first one, I mean, we got over the hump in 2009, and those boys that you talk about, Sua, Stevie, I mean, they were phenomenal. I mean, they were really the forebears for what we're doing now. Mm-hmm. I mean, they got us there, and it is hard to stay there. But the hardest part was actually getting the first one, getting us over that hump. Absolutely, no doubt about it.
I told the story the other day of I was in my laundry room when I was roommates with Steve St. Pierre and those guys, and noticed that we had like this dinner plate thing, and there was like laundry on it or something, and I turned it over. It was the second place plate from like 2008. You guys just didn't care about taking second at some point, right?
No, that's true. I mean, we're not. I mean, you saw we lost this one, and this is the winner's trophy. So you can just imagine what we do with the second place trophies.
Yeah.
I mean,
but you didn't keep them in a trophy case or anything.
No,
I thought that was interesting.
Yeah, no. Trophies and goblets are important for some people, and I mean they do signify good work. Probably one of my weaknesses is I'm not really big into trophies and goblets, and it's probably my fault that the second place trophies are probably nowhere to be found.
Somebody pour some blue Kool-Aid in that thing.
It has a lid.
Let's pass it around.
What do you put in here? How do you guys celebrate using this thing?
Actually, this one we didn't celebrate much, but what we would normally do is, fill that with a little bit of Gatorade, like you said, and just take a sip and pass it around.
Yeah.
David Smyth, the head coach of BYU Rugby on BYU Sports Nation. Coach, social media is a huge part of our show. We have a question coming in from Twitter from Mikey Sua, and he says, who is your favorite BYU Rugby prop?
Mikey Sua.
Of all time.
Of all time.
Very good. There you go, Mikey.
Trying to remember what do we call him, the human bowling ball, something like that?
Yeah, he got called a lot of names while I was here. That was one of them. I think somebody called him the baby rhino or something at one time. I mean, Mikey was a huge
baby rhino. That's right.
A huge fan, or a huge favorite with the fans. So they all had names for him. Yeah, big heart, big body.
Yeah.
That sounds like Paul Lasike, another guy who's a dual sport athlete at BYU. He's a 4-time national champion. And because he didn't play in the St. Mary's game, technically he has no losses at the collegiate level. Is there a better resume for a college athlete than 4 national championships and no losses?
Can't think of one. I mean, Lasike was huge again on Saturday. He had a big game. We had used him coming off the bench up until the final, and then because of injuries, he had to step up in there. And I don't think he felt he was as fit as he had been in the past coming out of spring ball and different sort of fitness levels. But man, you got to tip your hat to him. He hung in there. He was huge. He was big in every sense of the word there on Saturday.
And that's what surprised me a little bit is that he's in football shape, which is different than rugby shape, yet he was so effective. And he's part of a group that we've talked about, Coach, of 4 guys that played and started in that national championship match when they were freshmen. Jordan Lowry, Kyle Sumption, Paul Lasike, I'm missing somebody. But those couple
Will
of
Taylor.
and Will Taylor, those guys played as freshmen and now are doing it, and they're all juniors. They still have next season. I was looking. I saw maybe or I guess Will's the senior.
Yeah, well, Will just graduated.
Will just graduated.
Yeah.
Is he the only guy? How many returning starters do you have coming back next year? Out of the 15.
Probably about 12.
Wow.
12 of the 15.
Yeah.
So do you expect to do it again next year?
The hope is there for sure, and we'll put the work in. Cal will come back stronger. Central Washington, Utah. I mean, there'll definitely be some strong teams next year. So we never go into the year thinking that we're going to repeat. Our goal is always to try and do that. So we'll have our work cut out for us in a couple of positions. But you look at some of the talent there, and you got to be pleased with what the prospects are for sure.
How was your demeanor on the sideline during a game? I know we have the coaches cam, but it's not on you the whole time. When you see a guy like Paul Lasike truck a guy in the Navy game and run in for a try, what's your reaction as the coach?
That situation. I mean, he did truck him. He ran over him. I talked to the Navy coach at the weekend who was back here, and he said that kid still had a hard time remembering what happened there. So I mean.
Yikes.
I don't enjoy other kids, getting knocked back like that, but it does bring a little smile to your face just to see somebody like Lasike do so well.
Yeah.
At TJ Holding, he says, I'm assuming that he played Tyler Holden. Question for Coach Smyth: do you remember a player Advil back when you first started coaching?
Certainly do. Actually, I saw him. He came to visit here this last year.
Is that Tyler Holden, or is he referencing somebody else?
That's probably his brother,
Okay.
Tyler. Curtis Holden is the guy he's talking about. We called him Advil.
Advil?
Did
He's
he
now a
take
doctor up in the Pacific Northwest.
Gotcha. Why was he called Advil? Did he require a lot of Advil?
Because after every game he was so sore he had to pop a couple of Advil to take care of the pain.
And now he's a doctor.
And now he's a doctor.
It just works. Coach Smyth, great to have you. Congratulations again on a fourth national championship, 3 in a row. We applaud the efforts, and it's amazing what you're doing without scholarships. I can't put enough emphasis on that.
Appreciate it, guys. Thank you very much.